So here we have our basic squishy circuits kit that you will be getting. You have 4 main components that you'll be using. You have your battery right here. So you have the switch right about here. Make sure you turn it off when it's not in use to save energy. Then there is the electric motor, which is not going to be used in any of the challenges that we give you. But what will be used are these 2 buzzers, the piezoelectric buzzer and the mechanical buzzer. They both make very loud sounds. This one a higher frequency, this one quite self-descriptively a buzzing sound. Then in the kit, the last thing you have are your LEDs. There are several different colors. They're red, green, white, yellow, and blue. So there are 2 legs in each LED. Make sure that the longer leg, you always know which one it is, as that will come in handy when you make a basic circuit. There is also the clay that you need that is not in the kit. So first you have your conductive clay. This will allow electricity to run through, and it's quite squishy and sticky, so make sure you have clean hands and wash your hands afterwards. And then you have non-conductive clay. This is just normal, regular clay, and it can be used to model animals that you may be challenged to do, or used as a separator between your basic circuit. So this is how you make a basic circuit. You need to start with 2 balls of conductive clay. It doesn't really matter the size of the conductive clay, but they cannot be touching or else the circuit will not work. But you should still have them very close so that the LEDs can touch. So after you have your 2 balls of conductive clay, you just need to grab your battery. Make sure it's off when it's not plugged in or when it's not in use. So you have your battery, and notice how there is a red wire and a black wire. This really needs to come in handy, and you should remember that, but right now we'll just stick them into the conductive clay, like so, keeping it off. And once you have this set up, you can start putting in your LED. Butterfly. So I would like to try to put an LED in between, like so. So the longer leg is with the red as usual. We turn it on. Works great.
So now we will be learning how to use the mechanical buzzer, as you can see here, and the piezoelectric buzzer, again you can see here. So just like before, we set up with our 2 balls of conductive clay. You can see those laid out on the table, and we also will use our battery pack just as before, plugged into the balls. Now, once we get this, I would like for you to make sure before you plug this in that your battery pack is plugged in quite deep like this, and make sure there are no holes, or else the buzzer will be quiet and faint buzz rather than the kind of buzz you'll be able to hear. So you see how I've pushed these in? Make sure to do that before you begin. Then you can grab your red wire on the buzzer and plug that in to the clay where the red wire is. So you put red with red. So the red wire is with the red wire of the battery pack. Make sure that's the case or else it will not work. Then grab your black wire and do the same. Plug it into the black wire of the battery pack. Once you've done this, it should work after you turn it on. As you can hear, it makes quite a loud sound. And if you were to do this, if you put them together, it stops. As you can see, the sound is very loud and can definitely be distracting and annoying. So make sure not to play this for extended periods of time. If it does get annoying and loud, there's ways to stop the sound rather than just turning it off. So the first way, you put the piece of clay together and that will immediately stop the sound, but will still leave the buzzer buzzing to experiment with. The other way is to hold it in your hand by the edges here. If I let go, it makes the sound again, but once I press it like this, then it becomes silent. And again, you turn it off like this. The most effective way is to put Now, with the piezoelectric buzzer, it's very similar. You start and you get the red wire. Plug that in just the way you did before. Black wire with black wire again. And turn it on. And that will make a high-pitched sound like that. It's very different to the mechanical buzzer sound. So it makes a very high-pitched frequency, so make sure when you are using this that you are not distracting other people. And this will be useful in a couple of your challenges, such as the music making challenge, along with the mechanical buzzer that you used before.
So the last thing that I'll be showing you how to do is using the non-conductive clay. So the non-conductive clay can be used as a separator between the conductive clay. So let's say I was trying to make a beautiful butterfly. So I would like to try to put an LED in between, like so. So the longer leg is with the red as usual. We turn it on, works great. But the problem is I would like to put the body of the butterfly here, but I can't use conductive clay because the conductive clay, if they were touching, would not let the LED work. So the solution to that is putting the non-conductive clay right into the middle, and it won't make a difference at all involving the circuit or the electricity. So let's put in our LED. We have the longest stem with the red like always, and it should still work. Ta-da! However, if I took this and took the the non-conductive clay out, and I let the conductive clay touch as a body, and try to put in the LED, like so, absolute no light will come through. That is just how you can use non-conductive clay, and it can be used in many models, whether it be other kinds of animals or some sort of pattern. So non-conductive clay is very essential and very important to creating nice aesthetic structures.